don't be distracted by people running in with shiny things. If you are a collector of certain things, lock that door.
Luka Nation, episode 599 of Lucas, Tigers, and Bronze.
Woo!
And we want to welcome you guys back to what we think is one of the best, if not the best, sports card podcast in the space. Everyday content.
You're in Atlanta. You're in
Atlanta.
Jeff Wilson's backyard. You're gonna do a hello Atlanta. No,
I'm in Prism God's backyard. I'm in Jeff Wilson's
front yard, side yard,
Gator proximity. He's a Floridian dude.
Yeah, I mean, listen. So whatever they have set up, I just sent away on behalf of Luka Nation a couple boxes of cards for the Kids with Cards charity thing that he's doing, and I had to mail it to Atlanta. So that's why I thought, it says sports card investor in Atlanta. So the address I sent it to was in Atlanta.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm the kind of guy that went on the flight. I just watched the flight path of the entire flight.
Yeah, I do that too. You're the kind of guy that watches the flight path. I'm the type of guy that says pudding is delicious. We've done this before.
You don't get fed on them. We got graham crackers.
Oh, on the plane? What flight did you take? Did you take
Delta.
Frontier Spirit? Delta?
I don't do those anymore. After National, I've decided I'm gonna work hard enough to never go Frontier again.
Listen, everybody I know who's flying is getting canceled, delayed, holdover. It's still a shame, even though it's not weather or anything like this, just a whole deal. So even yesterday, Ian was like, "Can we go to Atlanta and hang out with Andrew?" And I'm like, "I can look for like a flight down and a flight back. We could surprise him." And Julie was like, "Look, I don't mind you going, but that one day in, one day it's not going to work because she's got people fly all over the place. My wife's got people fly for business all over the place, and it's always getting canceled, holdover, delays. This flight's not going on time. It's like a big pain in the butt. So I'm glad your flight." Went off without a hitch today.
So let me tell you a story, and then we'll get into some stuff. So
yes, I
hope I tell this well. It happened just a few hours ago, man. So,
what was her name?
Distraction.
Was it a blanket? Did you do the old blanket trick again?
No.
Oh,
distractions of phones. But anyway, so I get up. I don't like to bother people when I fly. So I always like to bring a little bit of a stash with me. Okay. So nothing crazy, 3-4 J's for the trip.
All right.
So
you are playing basketball. You're bringing 3-4 different styles of jump shot.
Yeah. So I have that on my mind. I get through customs easy. All right. I'm in the home stretch. I'm clear. So after a long flight, I have to go to the bathroom number 2. I always like to use, those handicapped, like the family bathrooms.
Wait, you couldn't hold it to the hotel? You had to do it in the airport. You had to drop a deuce in the airport.
Yeah, and I like to use the
And you've done this enough where you actually have a preferred bathroom stall that you go to.
Yeah,
so you are
gassy. Maybe I'm a big body, kind of.
You're an airport
Larry. Yeah. So I get big.
You're on the TSA list, aren't you? You're an airport bomber.
Well, listen. So I go in there. I do my thing. I'm confirmed that I locked the door.
Oh,
but then in walks this lady as I'm sitting on the toilet.
Nice.
I confirmed that I locked the door. So this is just a door that never locks. So I'm all scattered. I'm like, I need to get the hell out of here. Boom, get out of here. Grab a cab.
Wait. That was it? That's the whole thing. She just walks in.
She walks in. I'm like, oh, I'm on the toilet.
You're on the toilet. She doesn't continue to walk all the way in and say, "It's okay."
No.
Finish up, Sonny. No, it wasn't like that.
No, but I was like, all right, I need to get out of here. So I grab a cab. Russian guy, actually. I find out, but I call my mom. We start talking about the Ukraine stuff. Our family's there, her friends there, her best friends there. We're from there originally. It's actually interesting. I never went back, even though my sister. We'll get into that in a second because that has economic ramifications. Talk. I get to the airport. I realize I don't have my passport.
Wait. Weren't you already in the airport?
No, I got a cab to the hotel.
Wait a second. You hold on.
What's so confusing?
You flew without a passport.
No, I flew with a passport. I get through customs.
Okay, so you're home. You're now okay. You're at the hotel and you realize, okay, yeah.
I'm clear through customs. I'm good. My goods got through. I'm
Right.
on the toilet. I lock the door. A lady walks in. I'm flustered. I leave, get in the cab, call my mom. We start talking Ukraine. I get to the hotel. Boom. Find out I don't have my passport.
Okay. The Russian driver stole it from you. Either that, or you were using it to roll a J while you were taking a dump. You use like
Or
one of those pages.
Or don't be distracted on this. Always doing stuff on your phone. Be focused. So I go back to the airport. I'm scrambling. I'm panicked because I have to go back to Mexico on Sunday, Cage.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, what am I doing? How long does it take to get a new passport? I'm like running around the airport. I got to tell you, man, I've never met nicer people. I've
really?
never met.
Than the
Every
airport.
single person helped me. Every single person helped me because I didn't know the cab's name. So they were like out there calling people, like, trying to find out who is this cab guy that drove me. It was like an
But
old
you knew he was
Russian guy.
Russian. All right, so that's good. You got to now. Not a lot of old Russians in Atlanta, so that's good. You were
I
able
go
to
to
narrow that down.
information. Nice little Asian ladies. They're helping me walking around the whole airport with me, going to Lost and Found.
So at what point do you realize that you got to go check that bathroom stall where the old lady lives and walked in on you because that's her house?
I go and check there. It's not there.
Oh.
So I think I'm fucked.
Yeah, I right now I think you are too. I'm already looking up on my other screen here. I'm looking up how to get an immediate passport replacement. But the first thing it says is any back taxes that are owed to the IRS must be paid in full before they'll issue another passport. So
that's actually true.
You might be in trouble.
The irony is the customs office is right next to the shitter. So someone actually ended up finding my passport and bringing it to the customs.
Bring it to the customs. There you go. There you go, man. Look at that. Look at that. I blame this woman. And you know the story, it has a Seinfeld component to it. It did come back together.
Has a good ending.
You got Chick-fil-A. You got Chick-fil-A. So here's my question about this whole story. Maybe there's a fact left out. Maybe when you were in the dumper, you were like rearranging your weed. But I had this college friend who
I was watching tennis scores.
Okay, so I had this college friend who had a crush on one of the girls who lived upstairs from us, but she was way out of his league. But he thought he had a chance, right? And her last name, I think, was Langberg, right? And I think he befriended her. He was in the friend zone right from Jump Street. But we used to make fun of him because he didn't realize it. He thought that he was, this was going to go someplace, even though we all knew it wasn't. But every story,
what's that guy? Yeah, keep going.
Joseph. Every story he told started off with, "So I was in Langberg's room and then I took a shit," and that was the whole story. The beginning of the story had nothing to do with it, but he just wanted to drop that into the story, right? So, hey guys, I was in Langberg's room, and I got a good class schedule this year. I got astronomy and blah. Hey guys, I was in Langberg's room.
Is that me with weed?
The Cowboys are playing the Niners today. So you started the story off with you were in Langberg's room. You started the story if you said, I don't like to inconvenience people when I travel. I don't like to inconvenience people when I travel at all. So I bring my stuff. I bring a couple J's. I bring 2-3 J's with me. And I get through the airport, I get through customs, and I'm taking a shit.
Well,
and it was my passport.
It's nerve-wracking.
So what does the weed have anything to do with it?
Well, it's nerve-wracking. It's like it takes all my focus because there's these little dogs walking around, and I'm like, from one standpoint, I have a medical marijuana card, so I have a card from PA that says I'm like medically allowed to. But I'm flying from Mexico. You don't know Atlanta. So I'm thinking about that. I'm like, look at these little beagles, like trying to smell everyone's bag. And there's 3 of them. We're the only carousel going around. So and I'm like, do they smell weed? I want to ask the guy so I know for the future. But then I'm like, they're probably just for bombs. You know what I'm trying to say? And I'm thinking about.
I got you. Okay, so it was just you were adding color to all of the things that were distracting you and not keeping your eye on the passport. So let me ask this though.
The real kicker was I didn't wear a hoodie. That little kangaroo pocket is where my passport always goes.
But so that's what I was gonna say. You didn't wear a hoodie, okay? But here's the thing, right? You are in the bathroom. You're not smoking a J, right? You're your phone out. You're looking at tennis scores, okay? While you're taking a dump, right? Why is your passport out?
Dude, I threw it on the little place where they change the babies.
A changing table.
Yeah, it was so stupid.
Passport. Listen, you know what it is? I mean, I wish we could, in an interesting world, the person who found your passport is a fan of the show or is listening to this, and Andrew gets to say thank you. Because there are people in there who would take that and, do unscrupulous things with it. I personally would love to have Andrew Goldberg's passport in Atlanta and live a weekend as Andrew Goldberg. Not a care in the world. Jay's to the left of me, Jay's to the right.
Tons of
stuck
care.
in the middle. I would love my life. But you know what this person did? They did the right thing. They brought it back to customs, and you were able to find it because so to you, not all heroes wear capes. Your hero today is this rule following good Samaritan who probably changed their baby's diaper on your passport, right? On this changing table. And said, "Oh, look at this! Look what's in my kid's diaper."
But also, like how typical, like in movies, you see this, like the employees that like work the taxi stand or taxi people or whatever. They're not really helpful, right?
No,
in general,
never.
Dude,
not
every
movies.
single one, like across the line, was so helpful and invested in helping me find my passport. That's kind of crazy. That was the cool part, is that they cared, like they genuinely cared. And they're like, no, go here. I'm gonna call the taxi company trying to find out who the taxi driver was. We'll get you the answer when you're back. Try to do this, and this. Just a sweet lady. So,
I like it. Listen, it restores your faith in humanity. You know what you want to do because of that? You want to pay it forward, right? You want to help somebody at the show. You want to give somebody a card. Maybe you'll be at a table and a father and son duo or a mother-daughter duo will be at a table looking at some cards, and they'll negotiate for I don't know, what's Atlanta, Trey Young card, but they only want to pay 12 and the dealer wants 15 and they can't consummate the deal. And, maybe you add the $3 on top of it. The kid gets the card for the $12. You never know. You pay it forward. You do a good deal because, somebody did a good deed for you. So you'll have a chance this weekend, I'm sure.
Shockingly, the deed that I didn't think it was going to be this rewarding. But I guess I've been living in Mexico for so long. Like Mexico, you kind of tip everywhere you go. You know what I mean? That's like their currency.
Yep.
So I gave the lady and the guy that worked that area, they were calling $20. And dude, their eyes lit up.
Yeah.
$20, like inflation. You can't even buy like my Chick-fil-A meal was $25. But dude, they were genuinely.
That's a good meal.
They felt really good. It was
Did
a
you
really
get sweet
cool
tea? Did you get sweet tea? You're in Atlanta. You got Chick-fil-A Atlanta. You got a sweet tea.
Is their sweet tea better than normal teas?
Yes. They make it with love down there.
It's very important.
They don't make sweet tea with love in New York. Negative.
Dude, our teas at Cafe Herba are just straight fire. Like we had people. We had like this peach mango tea. We had this really nice, like just little bit of all natural syrup. Whew, delicious. I don't like sugar because I know how addictive it is, Cage.
Yeah, me too. Look at you. You had your Chick-fil-A. You're burping. Your body's not used to it. Your body's not used to like berries and juices.
Cage and I haven't talked, and this is going to be a different episode, but I do think macroeconomic events have an impact on cards. And like you guys, none of us are crypto now is kind of the bellwether. Like when Bitcoin and ETH move, people take notice. And yesterday, ETH moved and just crypto got crushed across the board. And Cage, we didn't talk since then. We didn't talk about Ukraine, Russia at all.
Nope.
And you and I had the exact same reaction. Like, and yeah, obviously, like, you want people there to be safe and you don't want to see war. It reminded me of the COVID panic. And that's what you said too.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, I bought some Bitcoin yesterday. I wish I had more dry powder, on the NFT front. I'm already too heavily invested. I wish I had saved a couple of NFTs, a couple of ETH to buy some NFTs during a dip because almost all of the dips have come back on the good projects. And what I was saying to Andrew here was it reminded me a lot of it's uncertainty. Markets dip on uncertainty. And there's still some uncertainty, right? But, I remember when COVID was just starting out and there was a lot of uncertainty around it, we were in a group where people were basically chicken littling it. They were coming in like, the sky's falling. This is going to be bad. I'm having real conversations with important people. The market's going to be bad. The market's going to go down. Cards are going to go down. People are not going to have money for cards.
I remember that message. It took me a second. That's crazy. 2 years ago.
Remember that, right? Yeah, that stuff starts permeating. And I remember one of the better buys that I bought and then better sells after the fact was for $2,000. I mean, it's amazing to think about it. It doesn't sound like that great of a bargain now. But for $2,000, I bought an SGA silver PSA 10, like two and change. SGA silver PSA 10, a Trey red PSA 10, and a Luka silver PSA 10, all rookie from the same year, 2018. And I mean, I sold the Shea for over $1,000. I sold the Luka for $4 and change. Sold the Trey for $4. I mean, I didn't sell them at their highest, obviously, but what happened was people were like, "Oh, I better get rid of these. I better move them. I better move my stuff." You know what I mean?
But it feels so rational. Like, think about it, right? Just like, I know this isn't a crypto show, but I do think that there's some value that's going to come with this. You have a currency, two currencies, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum specifically, that were created. And the crazy part is, if you guys Google this, Russia and Ukraine statistically have the most adoption of crypto and near the top of the most wallets created.
Oh, yeah.
Like 12.5% is a number that I saw of the Ukrainian population uses cryptocurrency. So in a wartime, this is what the currency was created for, where the government could seize control of your assets, and you, with 12 words memorized, could take your assets anywhere you want in the world. You have sovereignty over your own money, of freedom, true freedom. And to see such a reaction, I was really puzzled, Cage. I was really puzzled.
I bought the dip. I'm happy I did. I am now the proud owner of one full Bitcoin. I don't know what the hell that means. I don't know why that's any better than a percentage, but I own one of the 18 million Bitcoins. Yippee skippy for me. And beyond that, I think really what it is if you turn on the news, like I watched the news last night. Like I haven't watched the news in months because I happen to think it's all bullshit. Not a political commentary from either side. Doesn't matter which one. Fox News, CNN, like whatever side you want to get it from, I think it's bullshit on both sides. Right? I think they tell the story.
My exact words were that to my mom. But we'll keep going.
No, seriously. I think they want to tell you the story they want to tell you, And I mean, it's funny. You got to watch. The guys are like, "Oh, look, and just behind me, a bomb went off." And you're looking around. You're like, "You got a camera? Where? Oh, and there's black smoke. And there's a camera. Show the smoke. There's no smoke. Like, what are you talking about?" Anyway, it is what it is. But what they do, they get you all whipped up, and it's now the cyber attacks are starting. And this is like the crypto capital of the world, where Russia is now cyber attacking the Ukraine, so nothing is safe. And they're attacking the ATMs, and they're attacking your money. And look! Everyone's trying to escape, and everybody's trying to get their money out. And I don't know what the hell they're talking about, but if you are listening to that, and you're eating it, right? You're eating what they're shoveling to you, which is what their goal is. You're sitting there saying, "This cyber attacks. I better get my cyber out. I better get my money out of my cyber wallets because they're attacking it. There's a cyber attack going on, and I'm not going to be able to get my money." And people start just selling, and it's like, well, no one's going to be liquid. No one's going to have liquidity. Everyone needs their money, and it's going to be run on banks because there's going to be a war. Well, I better sell my JPEGs, right? And that's what happened. Dude, it was crazy last night. The same thing happened with people. People start to do one of these.
The exact price it was before in one day.
Yeah, some little higher. Yeah. No, because I mean, listen, those are those like flash pull downs where it's uncertainty, it's craziness, and then the world kind of stabilizes and people start to explain what's going on, and then okay, right back. See, whatever you're looking at, slightly higher.
That's Bitcoin in one day.
Yeah. So
I think they use this stuff to prey on people, because the poor people, or the people that consistently stay poor because they're worried about the liquidity, because the money that they've invested is like their money for food, they're going to inevitably sell because of the stress that causes. And people that have liquidity buy the dip, and now they've already made so much money in just that little dip buy.
All right, so we've talked about two things here. Number one, you taking a dump in the airport. Number two, these kind of world events that cause some sort of, a reaction. You can pick which one of those two you want to talk about, and tell me how it applies in your thinking to cards. What lesson can people take from cards? Now, you want to go with the shit story? I could come up with one, but I think the crypto one.
What would it be? What would it be, bro? I'm curious now. Give me a second to think about my lesson,
to stay focused. That right when especially if you're going to be investing your money and you're going to be on it, you got to stay focused. Don't be distracted by people running in with shiny things. If you are a collector of certain things, lock that door. Make sure the room to your collection is locked. Make sure that room in your brain where you are going to drive home a certain collectible, a certain player, you name it, and that just because you decide to take a shit for a second, the door's not unlocked for Shy Wei to come running in, buy kabooms, and get you all flustered.
It was actually a Shy
right?
Wei.
And get you flustered, and you lose your passport, and you lose your way, right? You lose your Shy Wei. So don't let that happen. Be focused. That's how I would use your shit story. But I was hoping you would go with the world events, these kind of things. Like there's always ups and downs. Think about it. We've seen it during the pendency of our podcast now with COVID, the pandemic, this world uncertainty with, Russia attacking your homeland. So you should know it better than most. A country that used to be part of the Soviet Union. You know what I mean? Which is an interesting part. People, might not even realize. I mean, the Soviet Union.
Half the people in Ukraine want to be a part of Russia. So he's not going to kill his own people. It's not going to be a war. It's just like this power trip. And the media tries to pin it like David versus Goliath because that's like a movie playing out in front of our eyes.
Well, what was the last one he just did last year? Was it Chechnya? Where did he go in? Crimea, and Syria. The last two times where he was going to go in and make an assault, a military assault, he leveled towns. Like they used their air force and went in and just said, "Okay, this is what we're going to do." That's not happening here. This is like surgical precision, and the reason for that is just what you said.
He would have to pay for the town that he leveled afterwards.
Correct.
He would be blowing up his own backyard, and he'd have to go pay for it, and he'd be losing economic money.
And half the people who are there are people who actually are sympathetic to his cause and what he's trying to do. So it's an interesting thing that's going on.
My lesson, I mean, I don't want to compare it to COVID, but from a pattern standpoint, like. You start to notice these patterns from an investment standpoint that like when everyone else is panicking, and I couldn't believe what the market did yesterday. I was so surprised, but I love how you went. And obviously we say, bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. You're a contrarian by nature, like at the end of the day. So in times like these, I do believe some contrarian plays are valuable. And just because the market's doing something, doesn't mean it's right, I guess, might be the lesson.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when the market is moved by Joe Public and the fear of Joe Public, usually that's when you see more turnarounds. So, I mean, it's interesting stuff. We see it to the other extent also, right? Think about it with cards. To the other end, this snap, pull back and back up. Think about something like a Mac Jones PSA 10 rookie or the Wander Franco PSA 10 Topps rookie. Right? The public is chasing it like crazy now. And it doesn't matter how many times the groundhog pops its head out and sees its shadow. We don't learn our lesson here. We're chasing it. People are overpaying. Someone paid $1,000 for a Wander Franco PSA 10.
I saw that.
We're seeing population reports of like 700,000 of these things going to be printed. There are going to be so many of them. It's absurd. Flagship, Top Series 1, they just print that. They just print it and keep printing it and keep printing it.
So in times like this, Bro Namath used to just crush this like strategy of express grading. Mm-hmm. It's a little scary with base cards to express grade them, but it's really interesting to see how the first card on the market of a hyped player sets the market, right? Like that, the base card. What did it go for? Do you have the exact value?
I think it was over 1,000. I mean, you can take a look. I know there were a whole bunch of posts about it. Once it got over $800, I stopped looking because it's one of those things where, like, if I could short Wander Franco, if somebody gave me a short of the PSA 10 base at $1,000 or $800, I would short the hell out of that thing. You know what I mean? It's not staying there. It's just not. So,
you think adding short to sports cards is a good value?
No.
2095. They titled it well. It's Top Series 1 Wander Franco PSA 10 Pop 1 first ever graded. Finished at 2075.
Yeah,
so think about that. Card was free. 100. What was it? Probably 250 for grading. They get
$300
it back and they flip it for $1,500, $1,700.
Yeah, they may profit on it if
No
if
upcharge.
the person pays. If the person pays.
All right, what do you want to talk about? So we had a
it's
great
eBay.
post. We had a great post about PSA 10 versus an SGC 10 versus a BGS 9.5 versus a PSA 9 versus.
You know what I learned about myself? I'm a T-shirt whore. Give a little shout out to Flushing Breaks here. Back breaking. They're doing their thing. Those guys, it's funny. They listen to our episodes every day. Remember, I saw them on the street, and they listened to 2 days ago's episode about the past and present, and they sent me a picture of the one with the rookies. And they're like, send me this. But as I'm listening to today's episode, nothing gets past you. You have this one. Like you talked about it in today's episode. Like I wanted to make sure you guys know you had the rookie on that elite also. And I think they pulled one. I forget who it was, who they pulled, but they pulled one also. They sent me a picture of it. Maybe the Toronto rookie, or whoever it was.
I mean,
but
right now in our show group, if you look right, Jonathan Kuminga, great prospect, by the way. His first off the line premium Donruss Elite Premium or Platinum sold for $2,400. So
that's numbered, right? It's low numbered, under 100.
Out of three. But still, Jonathan, who is Jonathan Kuminga? He's like the 20th best. I like Jonathan Kuminga, but like.
So there's your lesson for today. I'll ask you a question, and you can roll into it.
Is that we're that desperate?
Yes, that's your Mac Jones Donruss. This is right now what people are opening.
So in NFT
rookie class.
So NFT right now, there's a huge release. I know it's on an NFT show called Invisible Friends, and now it's 10 ETH, which is $30,000 right off the line. And this is nothing's proven. So my worry is when you have such a high buy-in point. Let's say the project goes to 5 ETH, which is still an astronomical success. The issue there is from the get, because the creators of the project, the way they structured it, they're going to leave a lot of people holding the bag.
Yep.
That's my worry with cards like this, that Panini, because they can't figure out their release schedule, they create such desperation and urgency for people to invest in players.
Yep.
That the people who buy these cards, and they're beautiful cards, and honestly, what's something worth? It's impossible to say when it's first.
You, sir, are 100% correct. And here's what I'm going to tell you guys. So this is play, no play. We're going to talk about the Atlanta thing, and you name it.
Can I just finish that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So the guy who buys it, or the girl who buys it at 2,400, the card goes back to 1,200, which is amazing for a Jonathan Kuminga card. But the person who bought it is already frustrated because he or she's underwater 50%.
Down 50%.
You can't enjoy the card.
You know what I would tell people to do? So this was the lean for today. It was be careful with these cards and realize the market right now is bringing the price of some of these things up just because we're so desperate for these things. You have the ability. You pull something up. Can you pull up Card Ladder? I don't know whether they have them. Can you pull up Ja Spectra cards? See if there's any Ja Spectra, SPECTRA. Anything numbered, something you can find similar to like the Kuminga card. I use Spectra because I remember when Zion was playing. And he had really nice RPAs, flawless RPAs, and National Treasure RPAs. There were Spectra RPAs, and they were really nice looking cards. And somebody actually brought one up at the show I was at this past weekend as well. A Spectra, RPA, a numbered card, you name it. See if there's any Ja Spectras on there. If there isn't,
I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah, thanks. So, and I've seen Zion Spectra out of 3 RPA sell on I think it was Pristine Auction House or one of those, and it was like nothing. So how much is this card? I can't really see. Sorry about that.
So I'll keep finding it, but I'll keep finding other ones. But
that's a perfect one. Perfect.
So
exactly.
First off the line, Prism out of 39, $2,500.
And this is a Spectra card, right?
Yeah, a John Moran Spectra out of 39, autographed on the card, and a beautiful patch.
So think about this, guys. So here is an out of 25.
39.
Ja rookie RPA autograph that's sold for the same price as your Jonathan Kuminga card out of 99, not autographed. And it's what I would consider a similar.
I lost you, but I agree because I think what you were going with. Let me know if you're back. But when Spectra came out, it was the hot product. I think that card was probably $5,000-$10,000 at one point. Talk to me. Did you get a call?
There we go. Disturb on. Dumb.
Right.
Phone call. But I'm supposed to not be working today, so the hell with everybody. So yeah, I mean, listen, you're right. I don't know whether Spectra Elite, similar, you name it, not. They're cool looking cards. They're shiny cards. The reason why I do it is because you're right. When it came out, those were like, oh wow, look at this, it's an RPA, blah blah. But take a step back and realize there are going to be 50 releases between now and the next class, right? Jonathan Kuminga is going to have dozens of better cards than that, right? And they're not all going to sell for $2,500. Like, that's not even an auto. It's a nice card. Don't get me wrong. And I love the Elite stuff. I do. I've now talked about it on 3 straight shows. And the reason for that is because what the hell else do we have to talk about, Panini? You know what I mean? And we're not talking about hoops, right? Nobody wants to talk about hoops. Practice? We're not talking about practice. So I mean, look, it's a great comp.
You need to temper expectations. You need to see what does this get you on the market. And a Spectra is a great comp because 2-3 years ago, when everything was booming and Prism Base was even out of reach, remember people were getting upset with Prism Base PSA 10 saying kids are priced out. Yes. What's the next thing people could buy because they can't buy Prism? That actually happened for them.
Yeah. They said, tell your kid to buy Chronicles, is what everybody was saying.
But like Spectra became the second wave. And now like I like Spectra. I actually think they're some of the nicest cards, and it's one of the rare things where Panini actually gets the people to sign on the card.
Yep. Well, I mean, look at that card. I brought that card up for a reason. I'm glad we were able to pull it up. It is an exact price comp to a numbered Jonathan Kuminga rookie that with no auto in it, number to 99. And you have a Ja RPA out of 25. Already slammed.
This one's out of 5.
That was out of 5, but that's more money. But the point, guys, is where would you rather put that $2,000? Where would you rather put that $2,500? Give me a Ja rookie RPA. You know what I mean? Give me that instead of a Kuminga.
It also shows a little bit of desperation in the sense that people want to speculate not only on the player but on the product release that it's going to be the next thing. It's the next PMG.
Yeah, it's part of it. That's definitely part of it. And look, Kuminga's played really well, right? He's moved up the rookie ladder. People like him. He played very well. But I guess basically, guys, we try to bring you value every time. The value on this one is just be careful when the releases come out. I would venture to say that you're able to get one of those Kumingas out of 99 raw for well under $2,500 in a month. Probably well under a third of that in a month.
And if you're buying that shit, express it. Either express it to SGC, express it to PSA, and be. I don't want to be left holding the bag on that one.
So, and I like Elite. This is Panini. This is not me shitting on Elite. This is 3 straight days. We're telling you these are good looking cards, but I'm not so sure about the pricing on it yet. Everybody gets excited, right? It's that shiny new toy, as Andrew likes to say.
It would be interesting to see how if Prism was already out. Prism. I think the best time to release Prism was like Christmas Day. I would release it the week before Christmas.
Okay. Yes. I mean
that's the card that the market needs to invest.
But we don't want them releasing Prism a year later. We don't want Prisms this year released on Christmas when the season's been over for 6 months.
Christmas Day
during the season would be great, but they're so behind, man. So behind. But yeah, we have hoops and Elite. Come on. What's next? Clearly Donruss?
And you could put like little golden tickets in there, create a little suspense. You pull a ticket, you might get it. Some kind of fan experience for the Christmas Day games. I don't have a play for you guys today. I will have a play tomorrow.
No, you gave a play. I gave a play. Be careful with early cards. And you gave a play, which is don't take a shit in the airport. Right? Don't take a shit in the airport.
The door was locked, and I was wrong, and I left my passport. And didn't.
I was going through my collection yesterday, and I saw something. I wasn't prepared for this, and I probably should have done better on this stuff. But I saw something, and I thought, this is a cool play for folks if they could find it. I wish I had like an iPad over here. I think it was 2015-16. Can you, if you're able to do it? So people love Kaboom, right? People love Kaboom. Do they love the older Kaboom with like the artwork that's like silly artwork? You know what I mean? Where it's like a drawing.
2013
Yeah, the
Curry.
13,
Looks weird.
14, like Curry, those guys. Do you think those are cool? Like people like those, the Kabooms, but they can't afford them because there's so much money?
I
So you
think
know
I think people are split on it. Some people think it's stupid. Some people think it's great. I actually think when that happens, that's the best place you want to be as an artist.
Yes. It was 2015, 2016. I was looking at, remember the stickers? Yeah, so those kind of things, right? So exactly, that weird art, like cartoony, which I think made it cool. Like Kaboom, that's what made it Kaboom. It was like a comic book, you know? Yeah, exactly. Can you see? I mean, maybe it's on eBay, probably not Card Ladder, but on eBay. Can you put in like I think I had a Jimmy Butler. Can you put in like 2015 Panini foil sticker Jimmy Butler? See if you can type that in eBay. I would do it on my phone, but here's where I'm going with it as Andrew's looking for it, right? I bought a whole bunch of Panini stickers. You know, I thought stickers might be one of the next things. 2012 stickers had some good rookies. It had an Anthony Davis rookie sticker in it, had some LeBrons. I wound up grading a bunch when you could still grade with PSA and getting, you know, some Pop 1 stickers. I have a Kobe foil Pop 1. But I was going through because, of course, I bought a lot of these stickers and didn't get a chance to grade them for $8 or $10 because it was already done. But I'm going through these stickers, and I happened to find it was an all foil sticker. It was a little, so they're smaller. 2000, I think it was 2015, 16. Jimmy Butler was. Probably have to scroll a little bit, but it was a sticker, just Panini sticker, not that. But the artwork was just like the Kabooms. So you're looking for it was Jimmy Butler, like dunking. I'm trying, man. I'm trying to look. I probably should have set this up a little bit better. I'm sure it's not just Jimmy Butler. But if you give me a
You're
sec,
sure it's 2015?
it was like 15, 16. I should just go find the damn thing. I'm probably throwing a lot of these out. But I guess the thought that I had was, if you like that Kaboom style artwork, right, but you don't want to be paying thousands of dollars for for the Kaboom card, maybe this is a way to get that kind of artwork in your collection for $1. Jimmy, let's see, Butler. There might not even be Jimmy Butler's on here too. To then Panini sticker, who the heck knows who's going to be Curry? But it was like, it was the same kind of thing. I looked at it, I'm like, oh wow, would you look at that? It looks just like the Kaboom artwork on it. I was like, wow, check that out. It was all foil, and it was, like a drawn version of him. I probably should have not just thrown it out. I should have saved it so I could have had the artwork ready for you guys here while we were doing this. But it is what it is.
This is interesting. This is the Jimmy Butler 1/17 bronze first off the line Panini Elite. Only $5. People don't love Jimmy Butler card from like a cardboard standpoint.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, man, because I think he's 2012 Prism as well. That set is insane, Cage. That set is insane. It has everybody. Jimmy Buckets. Jimmy McBuckets. I have no clue. So tell me, is that another episode? Tomorrow we'll be live from the show. Cage, tomorrow's game 1 of our basketball tournament, so that's going to be fun.
Ooh, who are you playing? You have like the whole thing? You have it all run up? Who are you playing?
Exquisite Bowlers.
So what does that mean? Who's that?
Who is Exquisite Ballers? We don't know. I don't even know who's on my team. That's the issue because everyone's Instagrammed. Yeah, Exquisite Ballers plays Kobe Kenobi. 4:30 p.m. Friday. We're the first game. Let's go. And then...
So what do you win if you win the whole thing?
Pride, bro.
Pride? There's no like box at the end of it, like a box break or anything fun?
I couldn't care less.
You don't want a box. You don't want a box.
That's what separates me from our audience. They wanted to split the pot heading into fantasy football finals. I don't do that. I just want the W.
People did want to split the pot. But now I got to go find this damn... Oh, I found it. Wait for it. This is exactly the one that I had. I found it. Let me share this with you. Share this item. Woo, I found it. Finally. There we go. I knew if I was persistent enough, I'd find one. All right, man. I'm going to come back on the screen here, and hopefully you get it. I sent it to you,
nice.
Maybe text
16, 17. European stickers.
Well, I don't know what the hell it was. My LCS had like a box of stickers.
Boom. I pull it up for you guys. This is what Cage was talking about. Cage is out there in the dollar bins finding you guys deals. Here's the Jimmy Butler. Look at this. Hilarious little haircut action. $7, $10. Luka Nation. Unless we have any final words from the big guy, that's another.
I'm here.
I pulled it up. This guy.
There it
look
is.
At this, look at
Yeah,
this
look
little
at
hair.
that.
Look at the crew cut.
Look at
That looks nothing
the
like Jimmy
haircut.
Butler.
But doesn't it look like the Kaboom artwork? Doesn't it look
actually
like
does.
the Kaboom? So I saw this and I'm like, it's a couple bucks. And it's not just Jimmy Butler. There are a bunch of players in the same set, all foil, like a silver foil with the same type of artwork. The Butler, I only pulled that one up because it was the one that I found in my collection. I was like leafing through. And I'm like, oh, look at this. This thing looks like a Kaboom. So anyway, if you want to make Kaboom happen, but you don't have the Kaboom bankroll, maybe this is a little fun little play for you. Go to the card show. Tell people I got a Jimmy Butler Kaboom sticker.
So interesting here, Cage. Same set, not a cartoon. Goran Dragic. Which, by the way,
I'm sure there's probably like a subset. He's going to the Nets. LeBron.
Did they just cartoon Jimmy Butler just to prank him?
No, does it say something on there? Like, maybe the European ones only, maybe? Who knows? It can't just be a cartoon of just Jimmy Butler. Although that would be
what it looks like.
No way.
Here's Anthony Davis.
No, I'm sure that there's regular ones.
Here's Anthony Davis.
Is he sort of cartooned?
He's sort of cartoon. He's in between.
He's like Space Jam. It's like part cartoon, part not.
You guys want to have some fun. This is 2016-17 Panini foil sticker European.
So before I let you go, guys, this is a fun one. Andrew's obviously at the card show. You tell me, what is a win for this card show for you? Because we talked about that. And I told you what I thought would be a win. What is a win? Do you need to win basketball, at least one game? Do you not want to blow out a knee and consider that a win? Is it meeting 5 people from our audience?
I got the answer.
Shoot, I want to hear it. Don't lose your passport while taking a
Here's
shit. Sorry, it's a losing weekend already.
Here's where tangible. I get it what people say. I want to find my good luck charm card.
Okay.
I want to find my good luck charm card.
There is such a thing? I never heard of it before. You're going to make it up. That's it. Andrew has
how pitchers
I'm
are
not sure.
You know how pitchers are superstitious? They'll wear the same hat. Logan Paul, for example, he talks about how ever since he got that Charizard, his life has just.
All right, well, then you got to get yourself a Charizard.
But I don't know if I will like that because I don't have the sentimental. I think it's going to be the perfect Kobe card or the perfect Kobe Jordan card, perhaps.
Got to tell you. You know what
Maybe it's a type 1. I'll tell you, I think what it is. It's a type 1 Frank Sinatra photo.
Nice. If it's autographed, that'd be nice. No, I'm going to tell you, it's one of two things. It is a tennis card that has not yet blown up of either Rafa or somebody like that you find that no one knows about. I saw a really cool Naomi Osaka card recently at a show. It was like a Levi's card and had a piece of, like, nobody says dungarees anymore. It had a piece of, like, denim in the card. And it was like an RPA of Naomi Osaka because it had, like, a piece of, like, Levi's jeans. So I had that. So something like that. Or I think more likely, you're going to find a soccer card of an unappreciated soccer great that you know, that you watched, that the soccer buying public doesn't know yet and will come to appreciate. Sort of like the vintage basketball guys that were out there. People didn't love Hakeem Olajuwon or, Clyde Drexler. People didn't love these cards until after the Jordan started getting love, until after modern basketball started getting love. Or maybe you'll find a short printed soccer card that people don't know is short printed yet, a la the 86 Fleer, Johnny Moore card that just sold for almost $100,000. How many times have I talked about that? Said it was a $10,000 card. Now it's 80, right? Or Jeff Malone, same thing. I think you're going to find a little soccer card that you know before anybody else does. Maybe that'll be your good luck charm.
Can I show you the card? Because I want to get this from my dad.
I want to get. Okay, cool.
I want to get this card for my dad. So it's the 1958 Pele Levyashin PSA 3 or whatever grade card. So if you guys don't know, Lev Yashin, Soviet Union, he was like the greatest goalkeeper, greatest athlete we've ever had in the USSR. People love him. And you have Pele right here scoring on him. So just an incredible, incredible card. And I know how much this would mean to my dad and my grandpa to like, I guess, reminisce on their childhood, so to speak. So that card is really cool. 1958 Lev Yashin Pele card.
There we go. See, I knew there'd be some ball. Pele's not exactly an obscure name, but Lev Yashin. I wonder if it's Alexei Yashin's grandfather.
I think cards
Good
make
hockey
great
player.
gifts, dude. Like if you know what, like especially with older people, you know, they have these like memories, and they're not into cards. Like for my dad, just like I could see how his wheels would start turning, and he'd start sharing stories about Lev Yashin. So cards could do that. Cards are cool, man, in that sense.
Well, listen, if you don't find that random diamond in the rough card, stop in the gift shop, or maybe just swipe it from your hotel room, the do not disturb sign, and bring it with you to an airport bathroom the next time you're doing your thing.